Good evening, guys. I have a bonus one for you. Discussion E. The title is What Small Everyday Routines Suddenly Become Harder with Age. The article highlights how aging transforms once mundane tasks into challenges. This shift isn't abrupt, but gradual. As cognitive speed, physical steadiness, and emotional energy all decline. What used to be automatic, uh, reading for pleasure, moving between chores, following a recipe, begins to require uh, concise effort or conscious effort, longer time, and more recovery. Key mechanisms that make routines harder. Cognitive slowdown. Even with normal eyesight and reaction times, older adults experience slower memory recall, reduced concentration, and diminished processing speed. Tasks that require judging details like remembering characters in a novel or keeping track of recipe steps become mentally taxing. Reduced task variety and flexibility. Studies of older Europeans show that daily routines narrow with age. Fewer activities are undertaken, and switching between tasks happens less often. This monotony is linked to poor intellectual function and lower well-being. Physical changes, balance and steadiness decline subtly over time. Moving from one room to another or shifting between chores can feel slower, less fluid, and more draining. Energy deprivation or depletion. Because cognitive and physical reserves are smaller, even minor tasks consume disproportionate amounts of energy, leaving less capacity for enjoyment or spontaneity. Concrete examples from the page. Reading for pleasure becomes more tiring. Reading isn't just word recognition, it requires sustained attention, memory of plot lines, and mental tracking of characters. With slower processing, fatigue sets in quickly. Daily movement patterns. Daily movement patterns lose variety. Older adults engage in fewer distinct activities per day, and switch tasks less often, which uh, correlates with worse cognitive outcomes and diminished well being. Losing steadiness bit by bit. Everyday mobility changes. Slower walking, reduced balance, make transitions between chores more effortful, subtle, subtly reshaping the rhythm of daily life. Practical implications and strategies. Break tasks into smaller steps. Simplifying routines reduces cognitive load and makes them more manageable. Introduce gentle variety, adding smaller new activities, changing walking routines, or uh, alternating chores can stimulate the brain and counteract uh, monotony, allowing extra time and rest. Building pauses into routines helps preserve concentration and prevent fatigue. Use external supports, lists, reminders, or adaptive tools can compensate for memory and processing slowdowns. Prioritize balance and mobility exercises. Gentle physical activity can slow the loss of steadiness and maintain independence. Takeaway: the difficulty of everyday routines in later life isn't caused by one single decline, but by the interplay of cognitive, physical, and behavioral changes. Aging gradually reduces reserves, so even small tasks demand more effort. Recognizing this shift allows individuals and caregivers to adapt routines, breaking them down adding variety and pacing activities to preserve autonomy and well being as the years advance. Okay, guys, now I'm going to do a question for y'all. Give me a minute to get that up for you, please. Um, Let me move my notes, guys, before I do the question for you. All right. The question is, folks, should we adapt tasks to people's abilities? I'm going to leave that one up here for a little bit and see what people think. So please give me answers in the chat for me to do another show with. So this is an opportunity for you guys to add to the shows I do. So we'll see. Again, the question is, should we adapt tasks to people's ability? We'll see if I get answers to this one. If I do, we'll do a show about adaptation to people's ability. Guys, even when I'm off air, leave me your answers in the chat below for me, and I'll see what I can do about doing another show for the answers.